Hey, it's Max with Hidden Currents, and I'm here to do the Libra reading. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It's your turn. How are you feeling? Got the new moon in your sign, so Moon and Sun in your sign. It's a lot. It's a lot happening. And if I remember correctly, you kind of had a lot happening in your last reading that I did for you. So let's check up on Libras. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's going on? What's going on for Libra friends? And Libra strangers. All right, Libra. King of Swords in the past. Sorry, stuff's flying around on my altar space. Libra. Present, future. King of Swords. He's a good one. It's all about rationality, logic, being cool and level-headed and honest. And I lost it. It fell on the floor. Hold on. Ooh, the Sun, the present. It's nice. Happiness, abundance, joy, satisfaction, awareness. You know what I mean? When the sun shines on something, right, it like brings it into your consciousness. Like if the moon, because somebody just had the moon. My last reading had the moon. That was Virgo. If the moon is the subconscious, then the sun is the consciousness. I like it. Yeah, I totally get that with the King of Swords and the Sun together. Like things coming into conscious awareness, clarity, future, future, future. And also look at this, like, look at this balance of like, this is it's blue, it's very cold, it's very cool. And then the warmth of the sun, it's like a thawing period. I love that. Something's really like bursting forth. Feels very, I mean, that makes sense. It's Libra's time. It's Libra season. You're in the spotlight, like literally right now. Future. I keep getting 18 cards at once, and that's just too many. It's just too many. Okay, there it is. It flipped. See it sticking out right here? The Hermit. Sorry, I have like this ring light that I'm using. It's making weird shadows on things. And the Hermit. All right, overall energy. What is this about? And the Hermit is solitude. It's peaceful, you know. It's like I'm gonna sequester myself so that I can be centered and I can be, I was talking about awareness. Like that's kind of what the Hermit does. The Hermit separates themselves from society so that they can be aware. Ace of Swords. Yes. Overall energy. That Ace of Swords is gorgeous, isn't it? Like, see that? So pretty. It's shutting out all of those external voices. The Hermit is shutting out all of those external voices so that you can have that inner peace and that clarity and that wisdom. Inner wisdom. Something is making itself very clear to you, Libras. Like it's confident, it's self-assured, it's like new beginnings. And look at her holding that with the crown on top. And it's like, I know what I know. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know where I'm knowing. And I love that there's all this air here because Libras, you guys are an air sign, and swords. It's air sign stuff. We also have Leo and Virgo present. So, which are the two signs preceding yours. So that's interesting, right? Is that right? Yeah. So you could have that in your chart, or you could be dealing with somebody who has those placements. I might get, and there's a lot of people here. There's a person in the King of Swords. There's a little baby in the Sun, and then the Hermit too. And look, these are all male, right? And then the overall energy has a woman in it, feminine, right? So that's interesting. I really love that this Hermit, the Hermit is usually always carrying like a lantern of some sort because his things are being illuminated. His path is being illuminated for him. But if you look at this Hermit, it looks like he's got a star in there. And the star in tarot is about faith and hope and healing and optimism. So I love that there's like a nod to the star here in this Hermit. He's literally like carrying the star in his lantern. I might need more. I think I might need more. It just feels like being really clear about something, really knowing. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is new beginnings. All right. I'm trying to get it for you. Libras. Let's see. Sound effects in the background for you. Really like, I think it's kind of a story about what happens when you tell the truth, when you're honest with yourself, right? That's where it has to start, right? You have to be honest with yourself before you can sort of share that with other people. And swords do speak to me about honesty and truth telling a lot, because that honesty is like a sword in the way that it's double-edged, right? It can be a really good beneficial thing, but it can potentially hurt too, right? Truth hurts or whatever. It has to be sort of wielded delicately, doesn't it? Honesty. And the Hermit kind of tells me, you know, how subjective the truth is, because that's what the Hermit does. He goes away so that he can find his truth, right? Because what's true for you, Libra, might not be true for the next person or anyone, but that doesn't make it any less valid, right? It's all very subject to perception, to interpretation. Yeah. I would like to see what this King of Swords in the past is about. And you know, it's kind of funny. We've got like this whole life cycle here, but it doesn't go in order. Like King of Swords is like what, like middle-aged adult person. And then the baby. And then the old man. Which almost kind of feels like it's like because the Sun is like a new beginning too with the baby there. It's like a birth. But then the Hermit is, Okay, King of Swords. Clarify King of Swords for me. Did it flip? Did it flip? Nope, it didn't. King of Swords in the past. King of Swords. Libras. All right. Six of Swords. To clarify the King. Can you hear all the squealing in the background? Yes, I have kids. Six of Swords is moving on, moving away from rough waters into smooth waters, like heading towards better times, leaving stuff behind. So possibly leaving this person behind. Because the thing about the King of Swords is, as fair and logical and rational as he is, he can also be occasionally cold, distant, emotionally unavailable. And that can be hard. I know that Libras are an air sign too, but you're also ruled by Venus. So you like, and like Libra's the sign like of the scales, and it's also related to relationships. Libras like relationships. They like relating. They like connecting. Maybe not always like on the super deepest of levels all the time, but they do like to have their people. And if there was somebody in your life who was maybe a little too detached, a little too cold, a little too unavailable, maybe this was you. Maybe you were a little emotionally unavailable, Libra, and somebody moved on from that, or you moved on from somebody who was like that. Like this just a little too King of Swordsy for me. For me, you know what I mean? Especially with this ace here, because the Ace of Swords is all about new beginnings and seeing things clearly and, you know, insight and inspiration and light bulb. I see it now, you know, so. And the Sun, with the Sun being about new beginnings too, and things coming into your conscious awareness, you really might have seen this King of Swords person, something about them that it was just not for you, maybe. And with how cold this card is, and now moving from this to this, and how warm and sunny and bright it is, possibly, you know, leaving that behind, and then like basking in the light of your knowledge or of your own self, or like just, yeah, like it. Moving on. The Sun. What's the Sun about? Let's clarify the Sun for you, Libra. What is this happy, joyous, new, shiny thing? I want to know. I want to know. The Sun. Okay. Maybe you met somebody new. King of Pentacles. Somebody, and the thing about the King of Pentacles is he is usually pretty generous. He likes to take care of his people. He likes to give. He's like an acts of service person, very stable, very reliable, very loyal. So if there was someone in your life or a situation, like a job, a friendship, something or someone who was cold and icy and detached, and, you know, like you really just had to move on, or they moved on from you, well, things are looking up. And I love this because did you see how well the King of Swords and the Six of Swords went together? Look at all of this blue, and it's cold, and it's kind of like frozen vibes and snow-capped mountains, and it's sort of sad. And then from there, look at these. Look at this pairing together. Yellows and reds and warmth and sunny and vibrant and passionate, and yeah, love that. Good for you. Whatever you moved on from, or if someone moved on from you, that was really like for your highest good. Because if it was a job, for example, I was talking about, King of Pentacles is money. So maybe you're getting a better, more stable, more satisfying job. Maybe you're meeting a more available, more stable, more loyal, committed partner. Like whatever it is so abundant and bright and warm and comforting. I'm like getting hot sitting here. That could just be all the lights, but I think like this feels really nice. It feels like a beach vacation, which, you know, who couldn't use right now. But then after that, we get the Hermit. So I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to clarify that Hermit. King of Pentacles. Oh, it popped out. Clarify the Hermit. Yeah. And look, these two kind of match too, don't they? I love this. Of course, the Libra reading. Libras love aesthetics, so everything's matchy-matchy. You get 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is your home, homecoming, celebration, like a party. It's reunion. Like, and look at these two people. They're together. She's like got her bouquet. You know, it always makes me think of like a 4 of Wands. Always makes me think of a wedding, but it doesn't have to be like, hey, you're gonna get married. But something we're celebrating, something where you're surrounded by the people you love or the person you love, and you're like, we did it, we did the thing, and you're happy and love it. I love it. It's funny though, getting this with the Hermit, right? Those two things together is really interesting. But maybe like literally if you've met a new person, if you're in a new relationship, or if you're about to meet this new person, y'all really might be doing that thing that lovebirds do. You know what I mean? Where you kind of just shut out everyone. Like you only have eyes for each other. You're just kind of together all the time. Friends? What friends? Like I'm just with my person all the time, which I think a lot of people kind of go through when things are new and you're in that honeymoon phase and you just like hole up together and nobody else exists. Right? Like it's woo. And you know, Hermit can be deeply spiritual too. So and the 4 of Wands sometimes points to like soul connection type stuff. And I'm the type of person that believes we have multiple soulmates in this life, and they can take all forms. They can be romantic, they can be platonic, they can be someone in your family. Like it's not like we only have one person in this life and it has to be a romantic person. That's all you get. I'm not the reader that's going to tell you that. So this, whatever this situation is for you, whether it's romantic or your job related, like really, because like a soul purpose could be a thing for like a job. Like I really found the thing that I want to do, the passion that I want to commit to. And you know, you just get absorbed in that. And I really love this for you, Libras. It feels like you moved on from some sad times and you're really finding out what you want to commit to, what you're passionate about, and what makes you feel alive. And you're really going to be focusing on that coming up. And that is just so awesome. So awesome. Get it, Libras. I'm super happy for you. I will check on you again in about a month. And I hope that this continues to go well for you because it looks awesome. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.